What's up, Hot Wheels racing fans? You're watching the NASCAR Nitro Series on the HSL Diecast channel, and today we are crossing the pond for the 24 laps of Le Mans. We got the fastest straightaway in all of motorsports, and if you want to win here, you got to put the hammer down and stay on it. 43 stocks, that's going to be the new number for every stock race. At least the top 6, if not more, will be racing against the mods, because this is Le Mans, and they mix the classes there. Might become a permanent thing on the channel. The viewers said they liked it in the qualifying video, so I guess that's what I'll do from here on out. Let's get it started with segment 1. We have Richie on the pole next to Lord Shank, Rowan and Baby Richie, with some field fillers Michael Waltrip and Ricky Rudd from last season, Greg Biffle and Josh Berry. I think I said Kevin Harvick in the qualifying video, but that's not him, that's Josh Berry. In the number 4, and trouble for Greg Biffle already. Spins coming out of the gate. The other 7 cars are leaving him behind in the dust. Lord Shank and Richie trading paint for the lead already, and it's just lap 1. Lord Shank gets a big bump draft from Baby Richie. Is that a strategy or is that sabotage? Who knows? But either way, Lord Shank, if you haven't seen his content yet, check out his channel. You'll be glad you did. The link is in the description. Some great racing content there. Leads that lap, and now we'll take the field down to green for lap number 2. Get 24 laps because there's 4 laps in these segments. 6 total segments in all. And now trouble for Josh Berry. Almost wrecks again from the 7th spot, but he recovers. Getting to the front of the field now, Lord Shank and Richie still neck and neck for the 2nd lap in a row. Lord Shank gets a little loose there. That allows Richie to take a bump from the 60-gram car of Rowan and surge past Lord Shank to lead lap number 2. Now it is time for lap number 3. Richie and Lord Shank still battling neck and neck for the segment win halfway through. And the gates are down. The Puff's teammates are split up, but Rowan doesn't really care. He's trying to get past Lord Shank for 2nd place. He's not successful, but he gives Richie quite the punt before they head into the fat track portion. But Lord Shank is catching up. He's not giving up at all. Richie still has just a bumper length lead as they cross the finish line heading into the final lap. And caution is out for the first El Reco of the day. Josh Berry got left behind from the rest of the pack somehow and ended up on his roof as a field filler. He's not going to compete in every race. Horrible points day for him. He'll have a long way to go to try and win Field Filler of the Year. But now it is time for the final lap. We have Lord Shank and Richie. They've been the class of the field today. And Rowan makes his move right out of the starting gate. He pushes Richie far ahead of anybody else. He passes Lord Shank. Richie and Rowan have a full car length lead. And all Lord Shank can do is just sit there and watch and try to salvage 2nd place, but it won't be successful. Richie from Puffs Racing to the main event, and Rowan for Uncle Elvis to the seconds race. And now it is time for segment number 2. On the pole for this segment is Crazy Ruby. Next to her is one of the most exciting drivers in the series, Skeeter Davis. Drafting behind her is Coffee Tart, her teammate. We have Johnson Jr. and Vinny Nightlife. Those are teammates as well. The Cut Rock Creek teammates get a good jump, but caution's out for an El Reco. They can't sustain it, and Coffee Tart is on her roof and out of the race. Coffee Tart had a top 10 last week, looked to be turning her season around. That is just horrible luck for Coffee Tart. Skeeter Davis takes the lead, and he'll have the 2 HSL teammates drafting behind him, while Coffee Tart has to deal with the field fillers. Those field fillers are Mohawk in the 7 and Kenny Irwin Jr. in the 42. And the gates are down, and Skeeter Davis gets a half a car length lead over Crazy Ruby before they hit the fat track. It's a little squirrely there, but manages to recover. It's another tight drag race, and it looks like Skeeter Davis is going to get it, and caution's out for an El Reco again. This time it's Vinny Nightlife. And he has spent more time in the infield care center than on the track this year. Just a horrible season for him. And the gates are down again, and Skeeter Davis gets a great push from Johnson Jr. He moves up to take 2nd place from Crazy Ruby as they head into the fat track portion, and Johnson Jr. inexplicably flips, and he didn't even make contact with anything. Looks like a tire blew or something, and that's going to be a horrible points day for him. He's been a championship contender over the first 2 races, and that is certainly going to change when we tally the points after this is over. We have Crazy Ruby and Skeeter Davis coming down the track for the final lap. We're going to have one of these field fillers in 3rd place and go into the 3rd race. But they're going to need a miracle to make the main event, because it's been Crazy Ruby and Skeeter Davis side by side each of these laps, and it's been a razor-thin margin. It looks like Crazy Ruby's got the advantage here. And Crazy Ruby in the outside lane is going to take it. Crazy Ruby really needed this. Near the bottom of the points list, and she'll be making her very first career main event appearance in the NASCAR Nitro Series. Now it is time for segment number 3. On the front row, we have our Uncle Elvis Racing teammates, Clyde and Sawyer. Behind them, is Pantoni for Sloppy Bear Racing and Texas Terry Labonte for Mark Russell Motorsports. And Pantoni gets a great push from Sterling Marlin, one of the field fillers who got second place in the series last year. And he'll take second place away from Sawyer. The other field fillers are Darrell Waltrip and Reed Sorensen. That Darrell Waltrip car was used as a decoration in the series finale last year, but it's making its channel debut. And that puts Sawyer right behind his teammate. Perfect bump drafting partners there. They got another professional right behind them. And Pantoni is not giving up. He's been drafting with Sterling Marlin, and they're putting a fight to the Uncle Elvis boys. But Clyde is running away with this one as they get into the fat track. And nobody seems to have an answer for him so far. He just crosses in front of Pantoni and throws the block. Tries to get Sawyer back into second place, but that doesn't work. Pantoni's still in second, and that outer lane is putting up quite the fight. Sterling Marlin is not giving up any ground. He won this thing last year. He wants to be the one to score an upset and be the first field filler in a main event. I don't think that's going to happen, though. Clyde and Pantoni have looked really strong so far. And Clyde is just running away with this more than a car length before they go into the final turn there. Throws a block on Pantoni again. And this has been the Clyde show so far heading into the final lap. We'll see if Pantoni or Sawyer has anything for him. Now, there goes Reed Sorensen. He was pretty far behind there. And now it's time for the final lap. The gates are down, and Clyde gets a great jump from the start. His teammate Sawyer is bump drafting him. And they fly right past the outside lane. It's like Pantoni used up all of his juice on that last lap. Nobody is catching Clyde. He is going to take his first ever trip to the main event. Sawyer to the seconds race. Pantoni making a block for third, and it looks like Sterling Marlin got the edge for fourth. That was some clean racing. 0 LRECOs in the whole entire segment. Great work, all those guys. Keeping it clean, keeping it professional. Now it's time for segment number 4. We got the other McDonald's twin, William. Next to him is Morgan Shepherd from Mark Russell Racing. Behind them is Ruby from Sloppy Bear and N Count from Chase Family Racing. The field fillers are the number 7 of Bobby Sled, the 75 of Professor Plutonium, and the number 3, the legendary Dale Sr. And he looks like he may have the slowest car of this segment. That'll be something I'll fix next season. But he actually moves up a spot by intimidating Bobby Sled out of the way. Named for the U.S. bobsled team sponsorship on his car. If you're wondering why the Jamaican bobsled team doesn't have a car, it's because they didn't want to get involved with field fillers. Lap number 2's on. Violet's 65-gram battering ram pushes Morgan Shepherd to a big lead before they even hit the fat track, and he's carrying that momentum deep into the lap, and he's not letting anyone pass him. Tries to throw a block on William to lead that one, and he'll be starting the second to last lap in first place. Behind him is N Count. William has Violet behind him now. Maybe he'll get a push to take the lead back. And Dr. Plutonium is currently the highest ranking field filler in this segment. And Bobby Sled, bringing up the rear, got rocked on that first lap, and now he is racing scared. And it looks like William gets that push from Violet. And look at William go flying. He's got a 3 or 4 car length lead over the next driver. Morgan Shepherd is closing in on him, but it won't be enough. He will have the lead for the final lap, with Morgan Shepherd in second. It's been a back-and-forth battle between William and Morgan Shepherd all segment long. N Count and Violet, and finally the field fillers behind them. It's been a very close back-and-forth segment so far. Who is going to get it? The gates are down, and Morgan Shepherd jumps out to a car-length plus lead before even getting off of the ramp. He is flying. William must have used all of his energy on that lap because Violet looks like she might pass him for second. She's throwing a block on N Count to preserve third place, and Morgan Shepherd cruises his way into the main event. Next for segment number 4, we have Gator McCluskey on the pole. He's been fast but plagued by bad luck all year. Next to him is one of the championship favorites, Jimbo Rockford. Behind them, Riot Isaac and Rusty Wallace. The field fillers are number 50, Kaz Gralla. He won a race last year. 21, and Neil Bonnet. That was Morgan Shepherd's car for the second half of last season. And Dale Jr., the number 1 of Dale Jr. And the gates are down, and Gator McCluskey's got a half a car length lead, but Jimbo Rockford's closing in fast, and McCluskey's going to hold him off to lead the first lap. And lap number 2, the positions don't change at all except for the field fillers. Kaz Gralla gained a spot over Neil Bonnet, who's driving that because they both drove the 21, and it was supposed to be Morgan Shepherd's car, and he got a mail-in. Gates are down. Gator McCluskey gets a great push by Riot Isaac. And Kaz Gralla is about to challenge Rusty Wallace for 4th. Jimbo Rockford's barely holding on to 3rd. Gator McCluskey gets loose. Jimbo Rockford uses that to get past him. Coming to the line with just 2 laps to go, his chances of winning it are pretty much shot. And now it's time for lap number 3. Jimbo Rockford took over first place. Gator McCluskey is not giving up though, and he gets a decent push from Rusty Wallace to give himself a car length lead before they even get off of the ramp. And he is growing his lead up to 2+ car lengths as they merge into the fat track. And now Rusty Wallace is challenging Jimbo Rockford for second place. Jimbo Rockford throws a block, and Gator McCluskey steals the lead back with just 1 to go. And now it is time for the final lap. Gator McCluskey and Jimbo Rockford. It's been back and forth, trading the lead off every lap. And now Jimbo Rockford gets a push from Rusty Wallace, and Rusty Wallace steals second place from Gator McCluskey. Can you believe it? Now Kaz Gralla is challenging him for third. And Rusty Wallace just glued to Jimbo Rockford's back bumper. He needs this second race visit. And Jimbo Rockford will be moving on to the main event. McCluskey holds on for third. And now it's time for the final segment. On the pole, we have Nessa Force, who really needed this good start. Next to her is Normal Isaac, Tristan Racewelski, pretty high up in the points, but starting third. The Joker, it's his turn to race that car. He gets the odd-numbered races. The gates are down, and Nessa Force and Tristan Racewelski blast by everybody else. And heading into the fat track, Tristan gets a little squirrely, but he's got such a big lead over third place that it's not going to matter. Nessa Force and Tristan Racewelski on the front row for lap 2. And Swervin' Irvin, one of the field fillers, gets past the Joker for 4th place. Martin Truex Jr. will be starting next to him, and the Joker's magic that got him a top 10 in the Daytona 500 seems to be running out. The only full-time car with rubber tires. He wasn't actually entered as a contestant, but he got covered in graphite, so I'm racing him to see what happens. And Tristan comes away with a big lead here. Got a decent push from Swervin' Irvin. Throws a block on Nessa Force to lead the pack down on lap 2, and Isaac for Puffs Racing gets third. Now it is time for lap 3. Nobody's been able to move past Tristan Racewelski or Nessa Force throughout the first 2 laps. Swervin' Irvin showed some decent speed for a field filler so far, almost took third from Isaac, but Isaac gets a good bump from Martin Truex Jr., who has a very similar casting, and moves past Nessa Force for second. Nessa Force, left out to dry by herself, is trying to make a move past Isaac for second place, and what a block by Tristan Racewelski, looking like John Gerard out there, and that allows Isaac to come up and steal second. Now it is time for the final lap. We have Tristan Racewelski in first, next to Isaac in second. He had been lurking around the back the first 2.5 laps, waiting to make his move, and now he gets a good jump off the gate past Tristan Racewelski. Him and Nessa Force are now drafting to try and catch him, but Isaac now has a car length lead over Tristan, heading into the final few track segments. Tristan tries to make a comeback, but it's fruitless, and Isaac will be moving on to his first career main event. And now it is time for the 7th race. We had such clean racing all throughout the segments here. We have a 7th race, and we have a packed field in the 7th race. Bobby Sled seems to have shaken off the intimidation he got from the Intimidator in his segment, and he is running away with this first lap. Reed Sorensen in second place. The Joker seems to be more of a roadblock than anything in this race. Maybe he's just jet-lagged, I don't know. Greg Biffle comes up for 4th. And the gates are down. Bobby Sled seems to be a lot faster than these other guys. This car will be one to watch out for if I ever bring back the Flea Market Only series, because he has a 2-3 car length lead before he even gets to the fat track. The Joker seems to be doing a little better on this lap. Reed Sorensen trying to steal his spot for second place here, but it'll be Bobby Sled moving on to the 6th race. And on the front row, we have the Waltrip brothers, followed by Neil Bonnet and Professor Plutonium, Jeff Burton in the 99, and our 7th race winner, Bobby Sled, in the number 7 car. Both of the Waltrip brothers, who were part of the media team in the season finale last year, running away with this. Darrell Waltrip takes a car length lead over his brother, but Michael gets a good bump draft from Professor Plutonium, and they are side by side for the lead, and it is going to be too close to call, and it looks like Michael got it. Yes, Michael Waltrip beats his brother to the line. One of the closest laps we've had all day, and he'll lead the pack down for lap number 2 of the 6th race. Michael Waltrip entered the season last year with a lot of hype, got a pole early, but suffered some damage in a crash. Had to change cars a couple times, looking for a little bit of redemption here. Professor Plutonium passes Darrell for second place. Darrell Waltrip making a move to try and take it back, and he will. Michael Waltrip will be advancing to the 6th race. And on the front row, we have Riot Isaac and Texas Terry Labonte. I'm going to say it right now, neither of them are happy to be here. They both have teammates in the main event. I expect them to show zero mercy to the field fillers, even if those field fillers include 2 Hall of Famers. It doesn't matter. It looks like Riot Isaac takes the lead early, but look at that charge from Texas Terry, unassisted, screams past him for the lead. And Texas Terry Labonte will lead the field to green for the last lap of the 5th race. And Ricky Rudd got past Swerve Irvin. Michael Waltrip moved up a spot too. Riot Isaac had the stronger start when the gate dropped. And now he has about a car length lead over Texas Terry heading down to the bottom of the ramp. Further back in the field, Michael Waltrip looks a bit off the pace, and there's a nice battle going on for 3rd, even though it really won't mean anything. And Terry shows a little bit of life down the last part of the stretch there, but it won't be enough, and Riot Isaac moves on to the 4th race. And now it is time for the 4th race. You have N Count and Baby Richie on the front row. A whole pack of field fillers, including 2 of the biggest stars in the Nitro Series last year. And our 5th race winner, Riot Isaac, starting alongside Martin Truex Jr. And that pack leaves Martin Truex in the dust. And they are neck and neck for the lead, Baby Richie and N Count. N Count's been in the main event both races so far. Baby Richie has 2 teammates in the main event. Neither of them want to be here. They're leaving nothing left on the table. Baby Richie just barely beats N Count by a bumper length or less to lead that one. And here is a slowed down, zoomed in replay of it, and look at that razor thin margin. Both of these guys in it for the long haul. They want to salvage as many points as they can. And now it is time for the final lap of the 4th race. Both of these want to get into the 3rd race where anything can happen. And look at Baby Richie just fly by N Count. He gets a horrible start off the gate, and now N Count is trailing down to 4th place in this event. Baby Richie is running away with it, has a car length plus lead over Sterling Marlin, and it's going to be Baby Richie moving on to the 3rd race. And here is your starting lineup for the 3rd race. We have Gator McCluskey and Nessa Force in the front row. Looks like a repeat of Gator's segment where him and Nessa's teammate, Jimbo Rockford, battled it out through the lead throughout most of the segment. Behind them is Lord Shank and Violet. Then Pantone and Kenny Irwin Jr., followed by Baby Richie, the winner of the 4th race. And my goodness, look at Nessa Force put on the nitrous oxide. Just flies past everybody to a 3 or 4 car length lead, especially with Gator blocking now for 2nd. It's getting dark, and this is the last segment we'll be filming today before we switch to the 2nd race at the modified configuration, which is simply the same track facing the opposite way. Lane 6 will still be the preferred lane for the stocks. Lord Shank bins it there. His day is done in 19th place after finishing 2nd, and Nessa Force is going to be pretty tough to beat here. And the cameraman gets a little bit ahead of himself, but he didn't really miss much. Nessa Force, another great start. Gator McCluskey trying everything he has to come back. And now it's getting dark. We're going to flip the track and resume filming tomorrow. Nessa Force will be in the 2nd race. And now it is time for the 2nd race. You may see the track facing in a different direction. Lane number 6 is still the preferred lane. First 3 cars are Uncle Elvis teammates Sawyer, William, and Rowan, followed by Skeeter Davis and the HSL teammates of Rusty Wallace and Tristan Racewelski. It's like the Uncle Elvis teammates of Sawyer and Rowan are going to pull away from everybody on that first lap. 2 of them trying to salvage their seasons with a top 10 here. And the gates are down for lap 2 of the 2nd race, and Sawyer is pulling away from the field. Sawyer, near last place among the full-time drivers in points, will be making his first ever main event. Rusty Wallace, Skeeter Davis, and Rowan make up the rest of your top 10. And here is your starting lineup for the main event. Richie and Crazy Ruby on the front row. Clyde and Morgan Shepherd for Mark Racel Racing, followed by Jimbo Rockford. Isaac and Sawyer, and a great mix of builders here, and the outside row just blows by the inside. And Sawyer moves up 2 spots. Morgan Shepherd loses a couple spots, and Isaac loses control of his car at the start gate, and it's a tight pack for the rest of the field. Not much space between 1st and 6th place. Richie and Clyde still battling neck and neck for 1st place. Richie looks like he's got a slight advantage, but a last-second push from Jimbo Rockford lets Richie keep the lead heading into lap number 3. And after that very close race, Richie still has the lead. Remember, the outside lane facing this way is the inside lane facing the other way, at least for today's purposes. It'll be different for the mods, but the racing is still close, neck and neck. The gate's down for lap number 3, and Jimbo Rockford pushes Richie out to a big lead. That same partnership that got Richie the lead in the last lap got him a great start here as Jimbo Rockford moves to block the rest of the field and hold on to 2nd place. And now it is time for the final lap. We got Richie and Jimbo Rockford on the front row, Clyde and Morgan Shepherd in the 2nd row. Who's going to take it? Is it going to be one of these guys in the back? The gates are down, and Richie gets another great jump out of the gate. Morgan Shepherd's moving in for 2nd place. Richie switches lanes to try and block Jimbo Rockford. Morgan Shepherd tries to make a move but runs out of track, and it is Richie for Puffs Racing that wins the 24 laps of Le Mans. Congratulations to Puff on your first career NASCAR Nitro Series victory. Morgan Shepherd for Mark Russell Racing. His second top 5 in 3 races, his first career podium. Definitely one of the underdog stories of the year. These racing champions casting struggled last season, but Morgan Shepherd is mixing it up with the big boys. And Jimbo Rockford, solid and consistent like a rock. Great points day for him too. This win and the 200 points that come with it are going to move Richie up quite a few spots in the point standings. And let's take a look at the full race results. Here is your top 10. Richie, Morgan Shepherd, Jimbo Rockford. Great points day for Crazy Ruby. She needed that. Isaac and Clyde. Great points day for Sawyer too. Rusty Wallace, Skeeter Davis, and Rowan make out your top 10. Here's the rest of the top half of your field. William, Nessa Force, Tristan, and Gator McCluskey. Decent runs for them. Lord Shank has got to be disappointed after starting first in his segment and ended up 19th. And here's mostly field fillers and guys that had El Recos. Coffee Tart takes the wooden spoon for this one after crashing on the first lap. And now let's take a look at the point standings. Here's your top 10 in points. William is only 4 points ahead of Jimbo Rockford now. Morgan Shepherd moves up to 3rd. Tristan Racewelski moves down to 4th. With that win, Richie's now knocking on the door of the top 5. Johnson Jr. moves from 2nd to 9th with that bottom 5 finish. Isaac rounds out your top 10. Still with 9 races to go, any one of these guys could be your champion at the end of the season. And it's not even over for some of these guys. Rusty Wallace, Baby Richie. Heck, even Gator McCluskey in 20th. They all shown speed so far this season. Vinny Nightlife, the last of the full-time drivers in 25th place. There's only 24 full-time drivers. The rest of these guys are field fillers. So far, Jeremy Mayfield is leading the points battle for the best field filler award. Lord Shank doesn't count as a field filler anymore because I want to promote his channel. And remember, if you want to see your cars on my channel, send your cars to HSL Diecast, P.O. Box 7, Wingap, PA 18091. And don't forget to hit that like button, comment, and subscribe. We'll see yous out there on the track.